Okay, my name's Thomas, and I make these. What does it do? There it goes. It's kind of levitating there, isn't it? See that? This is a diamagnetic levitation demonstrator. I call it the Levitube. It's a Levitube. It has a little levitating magnet in it. Now the way this works, you have a levitating magnet here, a lifting magnet here, and two diamagnets in the form of bismuth. The thing with diamagnets is they're awesome. It will levitate here without power, without electricity, without any added force to it. Magnets are awesome. Diamagnets are equally and oppositely awesome, which is not the opposite of awesome, but just they're both. You are a diamagnetic material because you're made of mostly water, so you could float in a strong enough magnetic field, but you probably won't, because it'd have to be a really strong magnetic field, and you don't have one. So I'll work on making one, and you can float in it later when I make it. So magnets, a metal will be attracted to either side of this magnet, north or south pole, doesn't matter. North and south poles repel. Whoops. North to south pole squashes my head, whereas a diamagnet will be repelled from either side of this magnet, north or south pole. It'll repel either pole. That makes for an interesting effect. Now, diamagnetism is a weak effect. It's a sissy. So what we have to do is give it enough lift to take care of gravity so that the diamagnetic effect can let it levitate. You adjust this screw so that it gives the levitating magnet just enough lift to stay between the bismuth plates, which it is repelled from. If you set this near any other magnetic field, it will respond to it very actively because it's levitating there. It doesn't have many other forces acting on it, so it's free to spin and jive and juke and other such magnetic nonsense. Why would I make something like this? This isn't really practical at all, is it? The purpose for this device is much the same as your television or the computer you are watching YouTube on. It's meant to be stared at. Yep, a whole lot of good staring there. So I'm making these so people can see what they can do. And I think if enough people see it, I think they'll use their imaginations to think of other stuff it could do. You could use them for really high sensitivity sensors, sort of accelerometers or something. Maybe it already is, but anyway, it's cool to look at. You could use them for staring at. So I make these. They're not that hard to make, but it's hard to get the bismuth and the magnets the right size and get everything in one place in one time. And I'm going to make some of different sizes and different shapes, maybe make them even cooler to play with, but also I'm hoping that enough people would like me to make them one of these that I can start experimenting with some other things and maybe make some other little gadgets and basically make stuff. I like to make stuff. I think people would be interested in some of the stuff I make, so trying to make them. So if you want one, I'll make you one. I'll write your name on it. I'll write my name on it. I'd even write Voldemort's name on it. So if you want one, check out my website. I can send you one, or 2, or 8. 16 might be weird. That's a strange number, but I'd do it, I suppose. Levitube. If you want one, call me.